of it, but congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Hi, everybody. Welcome to today. It is Sunday again, and I'm here with Susan Lynn, psychic medium. And I'm so glad you're here, Susan.
Thank
and
you. I'm happy to be here.
Look, we got
we're in plaid.
We're in our plaids. Yep.
We got the message.
Absolutely. And we're being a little Christmassy in a way.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
So yes, I do want to tell you that Susan will be here next week and the week after that, which I believe is like the 5th or something. And then on the 12th, she'll be in NOLA. So
New Orleans.
Yeah. So we'll see
World Tarot.
That's right.
At our event. Yes.
Our event. Yeah. It's not too far away. It's kind of exciting, isn't it?
It's very exciting. It's very exciting.
It's great.
Spirit is excited, and Spirit talks to me about it all the time. So
I bet Spirit has to
I'm glad they're excited too.
Are they going to let you eat cheese for this?
Well, they let me. I have free will. Look, I told you guys this before. When I first started this channel, like, I don't know, about 3 months after, they said, we can do this the fat way or the skinny way. It's up to you. We don't care. We love you. You're going to be on stage. You're going to be in front of people.
Oh my God.
Just think about it now is your chance, to affect this. But we love you either way, right? So they literally told me that. And, of course, I thought, I'm not going to be on stage. I'm not going to be crazy people. Yeah. And it doesn't matter because I'm not going to be, so here I am wishing I had listened to them.
No, I think you look beautiful. And I'll tell you this, I weigh more than I should. And actually I'm not too disgusted with myself that I thought I'd be, because isn't it true that it puts like 5 or 10 pounds on you or something like that? But I don't think it's doing that. I think unless it's all from the waist down.
No, it's all from the waist up. I have a friend who was a doctor and she was a nerd, right? So she would always talk about being microcephalic, which is like having a small head. And I have a small head. I'm like, this is the best thing, man. As long as my cheeks don't get too much chubbier, I'll be okay.
All right. Well, at least you don't have the chin thing going. I have more chins than, Anyway, So welcome, everybody. We're just being silly here, waiting for a few more people to come in. But I do want you to announce that yesterday was my 1-year anniversary. Many of you came by, and I thank you. And I pulled names for tarot cards. And so Beth Knight, Julie P., and Linda Thompson, send me your addresses, please.
Yay.
There you go. Yay. Hi, Ron. And Ron, Unconditional Love Tarot, hit 1,000. I know, isn't that great? I know. He had Linda G on Friday night. And
Ron,
I know.
I saw that. I'm like, forget 1,000, son. You just strapped yourself to a rocket.
Yep. Now you got to set a new goal, Ron, like the rest of us. Yeah. Yes, Sharon, I know the camera is kind to all of us women of a certain age, and I don't know what age that is, but Linda Thompson, did you hear that you won? I want you to know that. Just send me an email. Yes. Hello, Andrea, Vivian, Karen, Starfish, Deb.
Oh my God.
Up Junior, Squatty Udata. Nice to see you. Romeo's Rescue is on a banana. Stacy, Stone Marble. Wow, everybody's here. Catherine Chittick. Thank you all for being here, everybody. I don't mean to leave anybody out. Hi, Joan. It's just a meat suit. I love that. That's very true. That's very, very true. Thank you, Lisa Yeager. Thank you. Thank you so much, Flora.
Kathy, UB Junior. So many great people.
I know it. I know it.
We're your people. We're each other's people.
Others' people. Our subscribers are very tight with all of us. So yeah, we love them. Hi, sweet Lorraine.
Family, yeah.
They very much are, and the support is fabulous. So
honestly, you're the family we'd rather have Thanksgiving with.
That's right. That's right. Maybe next year, huh? Maybe next year.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
That'd be hilarious. I'm not even doing Thanksgiving dinner. I said to the kids, I'm going to just make some meatloaf or something. And I don't want to cook. I said, come down at 4:00. We'll play some games and have some pie. That's what we're doing.
Hey, that sounds brilliant to me.
I know. Of course, they're not kids. Thank goodness. They're
but I mean, who wouldn't want to show up for pie?
I know. Pie and coffee and I also allow, my father used to eat cheese with his pie. So you would have loved to be in my family.
Whoa.
Yes. Whoa. And some people put whipped cream on it, but we always have a sharp cheese with the pie. There you go.
Wow, that's interesting. I've never heard of that.
Never. Well, it's a New England thing, I guess. I don't know.
really?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I learned some things from those New Englanders.
I know a few.
Strawberry rhubarb pie. Oh my God, I love strawberry rhubarb pie. You can't get rhubarb down in the South, right?
No,
but,
you can't.
Up there,
No.
it's a thing.
Yep. The other thing that we have up there is what we call a frap. And
yes.
it's a very thick milkshake, very, very thick.
I had no idea. I made the biggest fool of myself. Ordering a frap and then asking what it was. And they just looked at me like I was like, fell off, in the South, fell off the turnip truck, right? So I'm like, what do you mean it's a milkshake? Well, if it's a milkshake, why just call it a milkshake? That was an insult. That was an insult. Don't ever call it a milkshake. Okay, anyway. Enough about my experiences in New England.
That's okay. We don't mind. No, everybody. Now Karen Conroy wants pie. So
I do too.
Well, if you go to Walmart, I got pie for $2.99. They're selling some pies over there. So go on over there. Yes.
And put in the comments what your favorite pie is. Let's make us all really happy.
Tell us what your favorite pie is in the comments. Yes.
Oh, I'm going to die. Okay.
All right. So Linda Walker has had signs lately that her husband might be trying to get her a message. What might it be?
Well, Linda, I'm going to try to connect with your husband. If we could get a name, it's a little easier.
Yeah, that's true.
Like in a reading yesterday, she wanted to talk to her husband, and her dad came in. Then her mother came in. Then his mother came in.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And then her brother came in, and I couldn't even get to her husband because her husband was like, whoa, that is just way too many people. So it helps sometimes if I can be a little more direct. But anyway, Linda, I think the first thing that your husband wants to tell me is that he misses you. I mean, not that time kind of stands still over there, right? It's not the same thing, right. But I feel like he liked holidays. I almost feel like he liked Halloween because we just had Halloween, right? I feel like he liked, even if he didn't, either way, whether he appeared or didn't appear to like Halloween or holidays, he did like them. I'm going to tell you, if he was kind of curmudgeonly about it or whatever, kind of good-naturedly put up with it, he actually really enjoyed it because I think you enjoy it. One of you has this real association with the holidays. So guess what? It's the holidays. He's tuning in. You're thinking about him, whether you think it about it or not. You are thinking about him. You are having that maybe roll around in the back of your head. Great. Thank you, Linda. Does that make any sense about the holidays, dear? About Halloween or Thanksgiving or just the holidays? I just feel like he is with you. So the message is, let me ask him, Tom, if he has a direct message. I just feel like he loves you. He misses you. Wherever you live, do you have leaves? Leaves are falling from the trees, right? I mean, I know you guys all think that's normal, but not in my area. We have very little leaves. So yes, I feel like he's talking about fall. I think he's talking about endings and beginnings. He's talking about endings and beginnings. He's talking about something closing out in your life, something changing, something. It's okay to let go of something. You may be reminiscing about the past. You know what I mean? That's what he's kind of bringing up to me is, again, it's the same thing with the holidays. It's like the past holidays, right? The past times when people were together, or it's sort of a trip down memory lane. But he is with you. Linda, let me know if any of this makes sense, because I don't want to keep reading an energy that turns out to be your uncle. So let me know, because now I'm talking, I'm seeing for some reason a cat. I don't know if you have a cat or he had a cat, or if you even have a grand cat, like somebody else's cat that you sometimes look after. But anyway, I hope that makes sense to you, Linda. Let us know. And if it doesn't, I have time right now to reconnect if I'm connected to the wrong person. But if it doesn't, let me know. If not, we'll move on.
Okay. I've got two. First of all, people want to know, how do I get to my community board? Go to Heart and Soul Connected here. And underneath there's a list of different things. And there's one that says community board. I'm taking questions for the 28th. And then when that gets topped up, we'll be going to the next week. But that's how you ask the questions, please. Thank you. I got the praying mantis, Linda.
Nice.
And the praying, and it's a number 22, which really thrills me, because the number 22, as you know, is probably know, is a master builder. It's the visionary, the passionate, the wise, the intuitive. I mean, there's a lot to do with number 22. But also the praying mantis says, in the stillness, in the silence, opportunities. And listen to the wisdom of your body. So apparently Tom wants you to know that you should really listen to any physical messages about a situation or a person. And if you feel drained, be cautious. If you're energized or feel really good about it, then you're going to move forward. It's a good idea to do that. There you go. All right.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
All right. So we have, hold on. I try to clean these up as much as possible to get it on here, but Sammy Eldori, her husband Dan died during surgery. His nurses told me in confidence it was due to a surgical error, but the hospital denies it and it haunts her. What really happened? Is he okay?
Sammy Eldori. Okay, my husband Dan. Okay, Dan. Mm-hmm. Dan died during surgery. Nurse in confidence it was due to a surgical error, but the hospital denies it. Well, Sammy, I'm sorry for your loss, first of all. It's heart-wrenching, and I'm terribly sorry that happened to you. And it's also heart-wrenching to think that maybe this was an accident, right? And that he wasn't supposed to go, or, you start to think that he was taken from you, right? That this wasn't God's will. Let's put it that way, right? But I want to tell you that what I can tell you is that Dan is okay. I hope this is a little bit of a controversial thing, okay? And it's also not the easiest thing, but I need to explain to you that we have multiple exit points, okay? It's not like there's this day on this month that this thing is going to happen that we're going to exit. I do agree that this was an accident. I do agree that the doctors made a mistake. I do agree that he left a bit earlier than maybe he wanted to or was planning on it, or let's just put it this way, that maybe the universe had planned for him to. However, read near-death experiences. There are tens of thousands of people that go up there and get turned around and come back because they're not allowed. It's not their time. Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes they go up there and they have a choice. Okay, it's not your time, but you have a choice to go. So my point to you is that if it truly was not Dan's time, and Dan really had something very important that he needed to get done here on Earth, he would not have crossed over. Okay, now I'm not saying that the really important thing isn't being a husband or being a father or being whatever. I know those things are important. I really know that. And I'm really trying not to make your grief less than it is, right? It is. It's horrible. What happens, we're the ones left behind. They're fine over there. We're the ones stuck without them here in this life. And it's really hard to go on without them. I've had a lot of loss in my life. I've experienced this many, many times from when I was 7. So I'm not making light of your grief. I'm really not. I'm just trying to help you understand that if Dan wasn't supposed to be there, he would have turned around and come back. I mean, many people die for a minute or 2 minutes and come back. Right. Mm-hmm. So he's fine. I want you to understand that he says he's fine. And he's telling you have to go on without him. Yep. You have to go on without him. He needs you to go on without him. I believe you guys have children. He's showing me children. I mean, I don't know that they're young children, but a parent. You're a parent. He was a parent. And he wants you to know that he's fine so that you can go on about your life. You have a lot more life to live. Yeah. And unfortunately, you have to do it without him. But he wants you to know that he's okay. He's with his family. I am not doing a full reading. These are very quick, right? So I can't really go into a lot of detail. But he loves you. He loves you. He loves his family. And he wants you to hopefully be able to find a way to go on.
Absolutely. So the messages that I got, very definitely what surrender frustration. I think that's the biggest one. And that came after, there's another one, but this one says it doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center and regroup, so you can, move forward. And I think this is exactly what Dan would be saying. Surrender your frustration, Sammy. There's nothing you can do. It's time for you to move forward. And look at this, illumination, the light. It says, be the light. Where there is doubt, cast truth and clear your way to focus for your life at this point. I can understand, Susan and I understand you're frustrated. We would be too. There's nothing that, the hardest thing is to say to somebody that's lost somebody, oh, you'll get over it, or that makes light of it. And we're not doing that. We're not trying to do that. And we sincerely send you our condolences for this, very definitely. But I think Dan is telling you, grieve your time, but move on. I'm fine. And, focus on what you need to focus on. So thank you. All right. Next one we have, I'm seeing some really delicious pies in here, by the way. I'm
trying not to look.
The chocolate pecan pie. I've never heard of that. And that sounds marvelous. Wow. All right. Can a person with social anxiety take mediumship classes, and can the anxiety interfere? Interesting question, Stone Marble.
Okay. Stone Marble, yes and no. So yes, you can take classes. And what you're doing as a medium and or as a psychic anyway, is your ego, which is where your anxiety lies and where all of our ego, our personality lies. It gets pushed to the side, right? And for you to be a vessel, right? So when you push that to the side and you're connected to spirit becomes the communicator through you. And I only experienced anxiety in the very beginning. I would, after a day of readings, I would say, I would just remember one little snippet and I'd be like, oh my God, spirit told them to do this or to do that. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Right. Because then Susan's ego is now getting involved in that. Right. So I had to convince myself, and it's true. It's not me. It's not me. This isn't me. This is spirit. I'm not. Every time, I can promise you, anytime that ego gets involved, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong, because your mind interprets the information, and that's not correct. It's spirit. I tell you what I get. You make sense of it. I can't make sense of it. Right. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense, dear. But yes, you can. You can do it. It might actually help you with your social anxiety.
And where does it take me? It takes me to the meadow of sanctuary. Beautiful. For all these wonderful little animals here. Beautiful. Who, I think it tells me that these little animals probably also have a lot of gifts that they could give to us, but they can't communicate with us because, they don't have that ability to, unless we sit and listen. But I love that. And so the other thing I would say is that maybe going to the sanctuary of a meadow and sitting and thinking would help you. And then the other one I get is, I like this one. It looks like the same message. The hidden path. Look at almost the same message here. It says that, the treasures or harm along the way, the fork in the road less traveled. I think you can probably work yourself into finding the correct path, even though you do have social anxiety. Maybe you do it on the telephone, or or you do it so it's all from the privacy of your home.
I do mine on the telephone. I'm an introvert. If I had to do video readings all day long, I would be out for 2 days later. It's too much. It's too much for me. It's too much energy for me.
Okay.
So I have to do it on the phone.
I remember that now, because that's what you and Keith did that one time. Okay. And so you can still tap in, but you're not having to sort of face all the other guides or people from the other side, or it's just too energy wise. Okay. That's interesting.
And think about it this way too. If I'm looking at you, my mental mind is reading your facial expression.
Oh, true.
It's reading your body language. And then the mental mind starts telling spirit, that's not right. They're not reacting right. That's not right. You lose your confidence. Then you lose your connection. So I'm blind. I don't have any indication of what I'm telling you is right or wrong, up, down.
So your ego can't get into that then, see?
Yes, it's harder for your ego. It's harder. Now, conversely, I think it is nice sometimes to see the reader, right? To see the emphatic, whatever they're doing, because I'm over here doing all kinds of stuff. But for me, I just know it's better. So Stone Marble, you can interact with people in any way you want.
Yeah.
Some readers do email readings. Have you guys ever heard of that?
Or I was thinking you could do a Zoom, but not turn on your face.
Yes, you can do
what I mean? Yeah.
That's easier because it's easier to share the actual.
Right. Or to keep. Yeah. But everybody can be just in the dark or have their avatar up. That's all. Yeah. Okay.
I know people are always surprised that I'm an introvert, but I was a professional photographer for 23 years. So, and I was good. I mean, I could make, babies and men cry every day. Really, the men cried a lot, the babies not so much. But anyway, I can be up, I can be pumped up, and I can connect, and I can be very extroverted. But man, it takes me a lot of time to re-energize after that. I need a lot of downtime.
Right. Carla, thank you for your donation. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see what we got here next. I guess this is it. Never mind. I already put it up. Teddy Laurent, sending good vibes. I have many questions, but we'll watch the show. Oh, okay, Teddy. I didn't even notice it wasn't a question when I put it up.
Yeah.
But I believe that we read for you.
Teddy.
Yeah, we read for you last week, I believe it was. So, all right. Thank you so much. Sometimes you're right. I mean, you hear the message that for somebody else that you needed to hear. I agree.
Sure. Spirit does that all the time.
And it was like
talking to you.
It was like that last night when I was doing my show. My husband was supposed to come on, and instead he had people walking off the street for coming in for an adjustment. So I said, hey, you know what? That's what Spirit wants. So Spirit gets it. I love it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So Alma, my question is, what are those weird noises throughout the world that sound like trumpets or giant rusty machinery? I don't know that I've heard this. Have you?
I have. First of all, Alma, you're clairaudient. You're clairaudient. You can hear spirit. Whether it's physically, like you physically hear your name called and you go looking for it, or you hear it in here, it's still clairaudient. And I went through periods of time when I would hear booms. Great big, huge booms. I'd go out and, ask my neighbors. I look like an idiot. I would ask my neighbors, did you hear that? No, we've been out here gardening all morning. So this is when you start to realize you're not normal.
Right.
At least by society standards, right? So for you, dear, I have heard trumpets. When I heard trumpets, I need a little bit more clarification. I heard Archangel Gabriel blow his horn.
Wow.
When he blows his horn, and I don't always hear it, but I heard it before my dad crossed over about a week before. And it sounds like it's coming from 3 dimensions at once. It's coming from behind and front, over. It envelopes me. Now, and luckily they told me also claircognitively that is Gabriel blowing his horn. I had to look it up. I didn't even know who Gabriel was. But I also hear when I'm going to sleep, especially, so you need to maybe give me some more background. When I'm going to sleep, and this went on for years, I would hear an orchestra. It sounded like it was coming from my bathroom, and it was it was low. It was just a low sound. And then if I let myself go into that energy, I could see people dancing. They were not in my bathroom, I can assure you. And the bathroom was off of the bedroom. So there was a door right there. So I just sort of went with it. It wasn't distressing to me. It didn't feel bad to me. And it actually, after a while, became something that I look forward to. And then I went to hearing like a radio. So you're hearing, Linda Moulton Howe, Nancy is saying, Mrs. N.L. Leonard is saying, Linda Moulton Howe is really good. She's a great resource for this kind of thing as well. She does a lot of ET research, but she does research. I mean, she's serious about it. But I think you're just hearing across the veil. You're hearing, worldwide phenomenon. So great. That's perfect. And we're all hearing it, right? Or how many of you are hearing it? The problem is you really have to be clairaudient. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like everybody is clairaudient. All of us are clairsentient. We get feelings, psychic feelings, right? But clairaudience is a little bit less common. So
isn't the judgment card where the people are blowing on the trumpet?
That's true too.
And we're going through ascension.
That's true too.
Yeah.
So Joan says she heard orchestral music days before her mom passed.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of reasons for it, right? I think sometimes I just hear Earth. I hear Mother Earth groaning. Yeah. Sometimes I'm hearing my relatives. Sometimes I'm just kind of, if you think about a radio, when you're driving long distances and you lose one station and it's staticky, and then you start picking up another station, but it's not clear. It comes in, it goes out, it comes in. This is what we're doing, folks. We're just picking up on a different vibration that is not our standard vibration. And that vibration could be anything.
Wow. Wildflower wind. I mean, your mother can probably hear lots of things, including
because she's traveling.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you for highlighting that. That's great.
Yeah. And some unknown spirit, Andrea says, played the entertainer, but the keys wouldn't move and the dog would howl with this. So
Well, that's fantastic. But now that we have cell phones, we can start recording this stuff. You know,
that's right.
Because I think that this is going to happen more. So I guess the message actually Spirit wants me to tell you is, as the veil between the worlds thins, right? That's what separates us. These things are going to happen a lot more often. I mean, way more often.
That's right. So I got here the Krampus card, which means the devil or the thief or the boogeyman and things that go bump in the night, which I absolutely love. These are oil painters cards, and I can't stay away from them because I love them so much. But anyway, when you hear something like that, you probably, if you don't realize you're clairaudient, think, oh my God, who is that? The book, it's like a negative thing, but it says to surrender to prayer. If you need to surrender to prayer, give yourself over completely. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe. So anytime you get worried about anything you hear or see, make sure you do that.
Yes. You're divinely protected, right? You're divinely protected.
That's right. Thank you, Nancy. That's very nice.
Yes,
I appreciate your donation. Yes. Yeah. All right. Some great questions again.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was. All right. We've got Deb H., who is Purple Elephant.
Cards are for sale. Did you know that?
Where?
Did you know she's selling them?
I think so. I said if anybody wants to, tell me, give me your email on my community page or write to me, and I'll get it on to Oil Painter so she can get back to you.
And she gives you a key. There's a printed out key to
there is. Yeah, there is. Yeah. But it's pretty intuitive as well. So I like it.
No, it is very intuitive.
Yeah. Okay. So we have Purple Elephant, Deb Any message from my dad, Curtis, on the chaos in my life and how to ride it out?
Okay, girl. Well, let me just tell you right off the bat that when Allie read and chaos and ride it out, what immediately someone, probably your guide, showed me float. Let's not, like they're showing me a rapids, a river, and they're showing me you being in the river, right? Like maybe you're in the river, maybe you are clinging to something. But instead of your body being in the river, they want you to be like this. They want you to float along the river. So disengage from it, right? Don't be in it. Be on top of it. Float along it. Now, Curtis, let me see if I can get Curtis in here. Dad, Curtis. The first thing he started talking about was right along the same time that Spirit started talking about floating. I heard him say something about your crazy family, or not yours, but the crazy, like something like you know these people, that they're difficult. Let's put a word, difficult. They're difficult to deal with. He's telling me they want to be difficult. It's not like this is a difficult situation. These are difficult people. So the difficult people have made the situation difficult. And he's saying that means there's nothing to be done, right? If it was a situation and people were just reacting to the situation, then you could work towards fixing the situation. But if the people themselves are the problem, there's not a lot you can do, right? I mean, this. He's saying this, that you've dealt with them your whole life. So he's saying try not to get sucked down into it, because that's a no-win situation. He's saying ride above it as much as you can. Try not to. Does this make sense? I mean, I know you said I know, but do you feel like this is something you can do? Do you feel like you can extract yourself a little bit and sort of get a little bit of distance from it? Because I feel like you've been in it, like under the water, trying to deal with this. Your dad, Curtis, feels like that kind of guy. He feels like the kind of guy that would be out in the shop or in the living room, or do you know what I mean? Like kind of a little bit distant, like that person is crazy. I'm not going in there and talking to that person. You know what I mean? Or that person is dramatic. And I just feel like your dad was often a little bit like, just a little bit separate, just a little bit of a boundary there. So he's saying, remember what he did. follow his lead. Yeah. You have to save your own sanity. It was too much for him too. And he had to have that buffer zone. He's calling it like a buffer zone. Like I think he would maybe go to dinner or go hang out, but then he would just kind of quietly disappear. And I think that's what he's saying that you need to do too, because you can't fix it, dear. I'm sorry. I don't see any way that you can fix this.
You can fix it. I do get a really great card in this reading. It says that you are a way shower. Yes, you, and the keeper and teller of your truth. Maybe that makes people uncomfortable. If you are telling them exactly how you feel, but it says they sometimes, it depends on the context. And, with Thanksgiving, I guess it's Thanksgiving, isn't it? That the people have the most, it's not even Christmas. People have the most trouble having to get together with relatives on Thanksgiving because, many times on Christmas, they have their own private Christmas, but Thanksgiving is the family one.
Yeah. Thanksgiving is like the most traveled. I saw a great meme. It said, instead of fighting over politics this year at Thanksgiving, ask everybody who they would put on Mount Rushmore, which musician they would put on Mount Rushmore. Oh my God, imagine the throwdown. Yeah. So then you can argue over music, which is so much better than politics, right?
That's right. Or even an author. How about an author?
Right, an author. What author would you?
What author? They don't read anyway, so they don't know.
Yeah, or movie, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Right.
I mean, it's just a fun thing to talk about at Thanksgiving.
There you
that's
go.
what they're trying to say is introduce a topic, right? Why not introduce a topic that people can talk about without like bloodshed?
Really? I love it. That's great. And for me, we were talking about this on my film show the other day. Red Lentil and I both love to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on Thanksgiving. And my son, he watches it every year. My son watches it every single year. And it's a tradition, you know, so make a tradition. Make a tradition.
Yes, make a new tradition, right? I mean, you know.
Absolutely.
And get outside if you can. If the weather's good, man, it's always nice to get outside.
It sure is.
And for you, Deb, you need to get outside, right? I mean, you can just I used to make excuses. Oh, I need to take the trash out. You know what I mean? What excuse? I need to go check something somewhere and disappear for an hour.
Wow. And that's me after dinner. I have a turkey coma. So that's why I decided not to even do that this year. Yeah. Now, here's a pretty interesting question. When we pray for souls who have passed, do they know we're praying for them?
Yes.
I think so.
The whole universe feels prayers. The whole universe feels meditation. You know, that uplifting. It affects all energy. Everything is energy, right? So it affects them. Yes, it does. They do know you're praying for them. They also know when you look at their picture. You know, when you pull out their clothing, let's say you have a special thing that one thing you kept. It's like energetic, telepathic communication, and they come to you.
Yeah, I would say even thinking about them, like I know it's even more like at the holidays because we think of funny things and you know what we did or whatever, and but I find that to be so true because then I'll hear a song on the radio that they liked or whatever. Yeah. I always get an affirmation.
There's your confirmation, right? Or you find a feather, or you find a dime, or an animal, a butterfly, a bird, you know, a squirrel. Lots of ways for them to send confirmations. A shooting star, even that just came to me. Somebody must have seen a shooting star or going to be seeing a shooting star.
Okay, excellent. Oh, hi, Rhonda Hale. Thanks for catching us at 7 a.m. your time.
Wow, Rhonda. Let's see. I have some coffee. I'll drink coffee with you.
There we go. Me too.
We'll drink with you. It's noon here. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but who needs to sleep? I'll drink coffee.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So hopefully that answered your question about prayer. I think it's, I really do. And I know that many of you did the meditation this morning. I saw that some of you just came off Jeffrey's Ripe Colors, and very nice, very lovely. I tried to do that probably about a month ago or 2 months ago, but I couldn't get enough people to come. So I'm glad Linda G brought it up because she can move people. So there you go.
And I think we're just reeling right after that week with Rittenhouse. I think we're all reeling, and we really need that. And plus the eclipse and the energy. I just think a lot of us are feeling very unstable in some way, right?
And I'm concerned about
that. Beautiful to meditate together.
Right. And I'm concerned about Armand Aubrey's trial right now because of the Rittenhouse. Yeah. Anyway. Yep. Very good. All right. So Romeo's rescuers would love to know if my mom, Debbie, who passed in 2013, has any advice for me in searching for my birth father. Apparently, it's her name apparently is Tamara or TJ.
Thank you, TJ, for that question. Let me see. Your mom is Debbie. Okay. Debbie, come in. I mean, listen, Debbie is saying immediately, honey, that was a long time ago. You want me to remember this? I mean, like parents that say, why are we talking about this? That was a long time ago. She just keeps saying that was a long time ago. Okay, but she understands. Okay, she gets it. You want to find your birth. I mean, you want closure, and you want, that's like a big missing piece, right? I mean, when we can't know everybody that brought us into this world, it feels like a big missing piece sometimes. I will say that I on occasion, clients ask me this in readings, and I will also say that it can go either way. Sometimes parents want to share the information, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't even want to talk to you about it. And I think Debbie is kind of open to it.
What about have you done 23andMe or any of the DNA sharing? That I would suggest.
Ancestry.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you can hear her. She knows, honey. She knows it matters to you. So she's gonna try. Okay, hold on. She's talking. Now I don't have a lot of time. Okay, this is the kind of thing that would take me a whole hour. But she is talking. And I don't know, Debbie, your name is Debbie, right? So I'm connected. I don't even know what I just said. Do you have a Tom in your family already? Is your stepdad named Tom, or is there a Tom, a T name someplace? She's talking about a Tom or a Tommy. Also, she's talking about, this is sensitive. I mean, I don't even know that I want to do this on YouTube. This is sensitive stuff, to be completely honest with you. She's talking about, she's done 4 different DNA databases, no paternal links and no Tom.
Okay. Andrea wonders if there's a way to check if the father is still living.
Well, that's what I was. That's where I was.
Where you were?
Okay. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I was hearing kids. I was hearing a lot of things that I think could look when you find out that you have siblings or have siblings, it changes everything. And those people aren't always ready for you to be in their lives. And it's complicated. And it's not just for you. It also affects other people. Right. So I just want to go just for a second and ask about that. Why? Let me ask her again. Is Debbie's dad's name Tom? No, but Tom knows your dad. We don't know who Tom is. Tom was a friend. Okay, Tom was a friend, a really good friend. What she is telling me about your birth father is he's an iconoclast. And, you know, you would probably know what that. Can you describe exactly what an iconoclast is? Do you know the word well? Do I need to look it up?
I'll look it up. I know what it is, but I don't have it off the tip
exactly. I think I know what it is. Let me tell you what he's a loner. He's not a joiner. He didn't join things. He sort of went right when everybody went left. He doesn't.
It says here, a person who attacks cherished beliefs or institutions, a destroyer. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not a joiner. He's not a follower. He's sort of a dropout kind of person. I don't think his DNA is out there because I think that if he has kids, they're not that kind of people either. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm going to split this around for you. What I'm going to do is this. Let's ask this question. Will Debbie be able to find DNA? Will Debbie be able to find out who her father is? Will she be able to find more information? So I think that's a better question, right? Because I feel like I'm meddling in his affairs and I've already got enough ghosts and spirits mad at me. Believe me, I really do. That I don't want anymore. So, and I'm not saying he's mad. I'm not saying he would be mad. I'm just saying that I'm sensing a big wall of privacy, right? With Ron's, was it Ron's dad who came through? He was just like, boom, I'm right there. I was right there. He wanted to talk.
Right.
I'm not sensing this with them. I'm sensing privacy. So let's ask if you're going to find this information. You know, it could be down the road from another source. Yeah, you're going to get this information. So don't worry about it. It's coming to you. I believe it's almost fated to come to you. Your mom doesn't really have the information it's not like she's withholding it because I went straight from her to the dad. It's that I don't think she has the information, as bad as that sounds. She doesn't really have the information to tell you. But the good news is that you are that puzzle piece is going to be fit. You're going to get it. You're going to get the information. Now, timing is crazy. COVID messed everything up. People stopped doing things. I mean, it just changed our DNA, basically. It changed our personalities. So we have to wait for the energy to kind of get moving again, which I feel like is the beginning of the year. And I think that
Andrea says
information this summer.
Traumatic pregnancy. And so TJ says that's pretty close. I get here, you need to be flexible. And that's what Susan just said, because of timing. But the other thing is surrender any low self-esteem you have, because if you're feeling like, why did he give you up? Or why is he not in my life or whatever? And it brings you down at all. Don't, surrender to success, to love, to abundance, and release any remnants of any low self-esteem you might have. But I agree with Susan. I think it will come, but I just think you got to be flexible. Whoops, wrong way. Got to be flexible. But the angels are working on it. That's what it looks like. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to answer your questions. I'm seeing a sibling. A half sibling.
Half sibling.
I think you're going to have your answers
eventually.
And maybe this summer or fall.
Okay.
Meaning next summer or fall.
Next summer, yep. Yeah. Oh, all right. Miss Charlotte, you've been hiding away for 2 years. Canada keeps you at home more. Yeah, I heard about that. Yes. Let's see. Next one is from Alice Leong. Did her auntie have a message? She passed in Colorado in 2015 and was about spiritual passing. She worked in a hospice.
I can't leave Romeo's Rescue just for 1 second.
That's okay.
I just want to thank her because she doesn't want to let you down, and she doesn't want to feel like she let you down. So I don't think she did. I think she showed up. I think she womaned up. She womaned up and she showed up and she came. I think if you got a reading with somebody, you'd get more information. But I just want to thank her because I think she did. I think she really did more than she planned or wanted to. Okay, so Alice. Okay, sorry. Okay, did my Aunt Annie have any messages for me? She passed in Colorado 2015 and was open about spiritual passing. She worked in hospice. Yes. Okay, your Aunt Annie. She's saying that you have or had she's showing me an attraction to the cards, to the tarot, or an attraction to the occult that you maybe many people didn't know about. She's talking about you, Alice. I feel like I'm not even sure you ever even had cards. I just see you like she's in your head and she sees that you have an attraction. You have this, you do. Okay, great. So she's saying to you to try it. She's saying, don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. She's fine. She flies. She's saying she flies around. She flies around a lot, and she does have angelic energy around her. I mean, not for protection, just for the fun of it, just for the fun of it. I feel like she was a bit of I feel like she was she didn't follow the rules either in a lot of ways, right? She kind of she was a little bit different than the rest of the family, right? She was a little bit different also because she was attracted to death. She thought it was fascinating that people crossed the veil, and she was a part of that. She was really fascinated by that in her living life. But she's saying that you have the ability, that you are you're chosen. She's using the word chosen. You're chosen. You have abilities. Go ahead and investigate this. Be open to where it leads you. That's what she's saying to me. I think you may have tried a little of this or a little of that, but you don't feel a home anywhere, right? I think honestly, your home is psychic abilities. And I think you like rituals. I don't know if you're into crystals or if you do a lot of rituals, meaning maybe you put your crystals out to charge under the full moon, or maybe you even have a grid, or maybe you have an altar. I don't know, but that's in your energy, that kind of ritual energy. Yeah, so you lost that ability, right? When she left, you're like, okay, now what do I do? Find your community. Your community is here. Everybody in the chat has some kind of ability. So find your tribe, take a class, join a practice group. There's people here I think, Andrea, don't you run a practice group too? There's people that run practice groups, and you just show up and practice connecting, right? Your tribe is here. You're on the launch pad. She says she's excited for you. She loves you, and she's with you.
Excellent. I got both things that you got. First of all, she was very playful, and that's what you said.
Yes.
Of just, love that kind of energy. But the other thing was, she says, surrender your procrastination. Get out there and get this done, girl. And she says, now's the time to jump on a goal. Don't put it off. It will attract success. So yes, absolutely. I get the same thing Susan got with what she learned about. So that's awesome.
Andrea, are you accepting new people in your group, in your practice group? I don't know how it works. If you are, then you want to put a link or an email or something. I don't know if you want to put that in here, but you guys can private chat each other. Just private chat. On the tab at the top, it says private chat. Send each other your contact information. Maybe. And Alice, this doesn't mean you have to start practicing tomorrow. If you get the link or the email, you could do it next month or in 3 months, whenever you feel comfortable.
So oil painter who was busy cooking.
Oh my God, stop making me hungry.
I know, sorry about that. She just jumped on to see if anybody wanted to know. So I'm going to suggest, oil painter, that maybe you put your email up, or tell them to send me an email at Heart and Soul Connected, and I will connect them to you if they want to buy your wonderful cards. So, and I can't wait. Andrea says she reads her cards very differently than other people do. So, all right. UB Junior, am I imagining things, or do my siblings not want me to be successful and happy, independent of any family ties?
Of course. God bless you. Yes, this is like, we should just, next weekend, we're going to call it the Thanksgiving show, and we're going to be drinking.
There you go.
Your choice, whatever you want to drink. God bless you. I'm sorry, UB Junior. A lot of us have jealous family members. Especially if you're like upbeat and happy. If you're like a naturally upbeat, happy person, they see you as the golden child. They see as nothing bad happens to you. They think everybody loves you, that you've got it so easy. And none of that is just that you're just upbeat, happy person. That's just your set point, right? So then they start blaming you for their shortcomings. Listen, we all know about in your family dynamic that everybody experiences the family completely differently, right? The youngest versus middle versus the oldest. It's almost as if you're in 3 different families. Everybody sees the same situation completely differently, right? So yes, I want to tell you that okay, here's the advice, and it's coming from somebody on the other side, but I don't have time to actually. This is a very talkative person, so I might have time. Who knows? As soon as I say I'm not going to connect, they're like this. Yes, you will. Okay, I will. Okay. I think this is, I'm not even going to go there. Look, I'm just going to deliver the message. Okay. The message is that you need to be independent and successful of your family. Okay. And why that's important is that you're actually going to be leading by example. You're not going to change. You're still going to be the generous person that you are. I know you're a generous person. I know you're a compassionate person. I know you're a thoughtful person. And you're still going to be those things. Okay? This is your struggle, not their struggle. Your struggle is you don't want to go out and be, the more successful you are, the worse they make you feel. And then you don't know what to do about it. You know what I mean? So it's your struggle. Don't let them make you feel bad about it.
Absolutely.
Because really what you're doing is by leading by example, you're teaching them how to be successful themselves, how to be successful, but still give back to the family, to, not to walk away from the family and just disappear. And think about, I know you have nieces and nephews, they're telling me. Think about them. You're giving them, it's just like the question earlier when the dad said, this is how I dealt with it. Follow my example, right? This is what they're telling you is you're going to be the example for these younger nieces and nephews who cannot stand the oppressive situation either. And they're looking to you. They're looking to you to say, okay, if I'm successful, I can move on and I can do these things, right? So does that make sense, UB Junior? I'm sorry, honey. You can't make everybody happy. That is not possible, period, ever. Surrender your, no way. No way.
Surrender your habit of people pleasing. Yes. And then I picked up another card, which may or may, just to me, it was like they're acting like babies. They're on the playground acting like a baby. That's what I get out of it.
Babysit them.
Right. Focus on your own happiness, not theirs. And stop trying to make other people happy because you can't do it anyway, no matter what you do. No matter
whatever.
I know, isn't that perfect?
So by making yourself happy, at least you're leading by example. They can see it. If they want to, they can follow your example. But for sure, those nieces and nephews need to see this. I don't know who this is talking to me. I don't have time to figure it out. But she's very emphatic. It's a woman. I don't know if it's your aunt. I don't know if she's a little bit bossy. Or a little bit, kind of like emphatic, but
wow.
So
awesome. That's all right. We have
like ding ding ding.
Probably
Terry, is your mediumship going ding 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 ding?
So today is Melinda Salinas. Happy birthday. Yay.
Oh, happy birthday, Melinda.
Yeah. You're welcome, UB. I know Jesus Salinas will be with me and my sister because we're twins. Does he have a message? We all miss him so much. Wow.
Did your father have a belt buckle or a belt? Like I'm specifically seeing a belt buckle. I don't know why. Like in Texas, we had kind of bigger belt buckles. But anyway, so yes, Jesus says he loves you. He's talking about the food. I don't think he was particularly super overweight, but he's talking about the food and how good the food is in the holidays, right? This is a time, and I'm tasting cinnamon. I don't know those pastries that have cinnamon. They're not super sweet, but they have a little cinnamon flavor or taste to them. I'm tasting that. I'm drinking coffee. I mean, I don't know if this makes sense to you, it doesn't feel like, it feels like black coffee. It doesn't feel overly sweet. Well, I don't know. It's not exactly baklava. It's really, because baklava has layers. This is sort of like, it's not shortbread, but it's a really light pastry. It's not sweet. It's interesting. But it has a cinnamony,
food again.
I don't know, Melinda, if that makes any sense to you. But anyway, he loves you. He's talking about He's talking about memories from your childhood. He's talking about the holidays. Yeah, sort of like sopapillas, but they're not. Sopapillas are like have air pocket in them. And anyway, I don't know, guys. I can't remember the name of it, but let me know if this makes any sense, Melinda. He's talking about the holidays. Good food. Message for you guys. He loves you. Every time he shows me your childhood, I smile. He's like talking about your childhood, talking about you guys being little girls. I'm seeing something red, a red toy, red ribbons, red dress, red something. Yeah, sort of like churros. Yeah, Anna Banana. Yeah, they sort of like not shaped like churros. Maybe they are. Are they churros? He's laughing. I don't know. I hope I have your dad. You're not giving me any feedback, but I hope I have your dad. I don't know if you're even here today because it's your birthday. But yeah, he says yes, churros. Okay, it's churros are long, right? And these things are like pastry. He's calling pastry, but he would eat churros. Yeah, he's good with that. So anyway, his message is he loves you both. He loves everybody, not just you two. He loves everybody. And yes, go ahead, Allie.
I get the hippopotamus, number one. And it's what lies beneath: intuition, perseverance, creativity. And it also represents two worlds, spiritual and physical. And then I get that you need to surrender to your soul's path. Soul's path, your journey has been designed for your soul's growth, and embrace every lesson and every moment, even though Jesus is not here. He said, you must live your soul truth, your soul path. And I'm watching you.
And when you say that, I feel like, Melinda, you are either changing jobs, you have a new job, there's something going on. Yeah, it's like that. Buñuelos? Buñuelos? How do you say that?
Say what?
Buñuelos. Alice is telling us B-U-N.
Buñuelos. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I knew Spanish. Okay.
I don't really know
it. Like a buñuelos or churros. Yeah. So yes, Melinda, and I think you have a new job or something. He's like, go for it, or an opportunity. Yes, that's Allie just brought up that. So that's great.
Oh, yes.
I hope you're having a great birthday, girlfriend.
Yes, me too. And your sister as well.
Yes, that's right. Your twin sister.
Yep. Okay, we got Natalie Payne, and she wants to know, Natalie's the one that I believe is Beneath the Crescent on Etsy. I believe that's Natalie.
Oh my God. I love that shop.
I know. And so she's saying, how do I stop feeling guilty or even caring for my parents' feelings in order to move past trauma? Do I really need to let my family go because she will never change? Nor their family dynamic is the last word. Yeah.
Okay, dear. This is what they're telling me. They're saying that for you, now every situation is different, right? But they're saying for you, I honestly, Natalie, I don't see you walking away from them. I mean, I just don't. I don't think that's in your. I just don't think. I think you take breaks. I think you take much needed breaks. But I think that you really can't. It's just not in your soul. It's not. It's not in your heart. Okay, so here's what they're saying. They're saying, go practice being in the observer mode. You're observe them, and then observe them as if they're children. Mm-hmm. See them as children that don't know any better. See them as the 5-year-old that's throwing a temper tantrum. See them as the 3-year-old that just wants all the toys or just wants everything to go their way. Mm-hmm. Once you kind of step back and don't see them as parents anymore, but see them as these sort of, and I'm not trying to say this to demean them. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if their behavior is like a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old or a 9-year-old, then that's kind of how you have to interact with them. Right? And a 3-year-old, what can you do? You're not going to walk away and leave them there in the middle of the floor, right? You're just going to sort of go into an observer mode and just kind of deal with them in that way. You do have to be very careful about patronizing them. If they think you're patronizing them, it'll be really not good. But I'm hearing distance, be in the observer mode. And you know what? They're pushing all your buttons, right? I see them knowing exactly, this is Natalie's button. Oh, here's a button for Natalie. Oh, this one's really good, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Know they're pushing your buttons. And know that's where the observer mode comes in, right? So you see them pushing your buttons. You go, oh, that's a button. That's a button. That's a big button for me. I'm going to take some deep breaths, and I'm going to just say, oh, that's nice. I'm glad you feel that way. That's interesting. I never thought about it that way, right? So if they're talking to you about your career, like if this is one of their things and they're always saying, get a real career, get a real job. You know, it's interesting that you think about my career like that. I've never really thought that it wasn't a real job. And I'm going to just think about what you have to say. And then give them a drool cup, because they're going to sit there with their mouth open going, what just happened? What, the body snatchers came and got our daughter. Where is she? She's not reacting in a way. We're not getting the reaction.
Oh my God.
You know, just how can you react to them to just throw them off?
Throw them off.
Even dispassionately, like, even a response, they're showing me a response that doesn't even make sense. Like they're saying something about your career and you say, that's nice, Mom. And then you walk out of the room.
Yeah, let it go.
Right? Don't let them get to you. Just see them as a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old. I hope that makes sense.
That's right. Well, this is the tempest. And the tempest is in the storm. It says you're going through rough seas and stormy skies with winds are howling and you're in isolation. So while you're there, create a masterpiece. Create your own master. And that's what you're doing, Natalie. You're doing what it is you love. You're creating your own masterpiece, because all of us have different masterpieces that we are working on, and everybody's is different. Stay with it. This will finally calm down eventually. And I think that's what Susan's saying too. But you've also got to fall into that calmness as well and say, oh, thank you. Well, that was worth it. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Because fixing the trauma doesn't involve them.
That's right.
They may never apologize. I talk to dead people that don't apologize. Right. So
that's right.
Don't even wait for that. You have to fix it on your end. And then for me, I had to say that they did the best they could.
Right. Yep.
They did the best they could. It wasn't good enough, but they did the best they could. And
then
knew. I just have to work on me.
Right. Okay. We have about 3 or 4 left. And so I'm going to move on here. Stacy Starr, what does her love life look like? Will I find someone?
Okay. Come on, y'all. Let's do this.
Dig into this one. Yeah.
Yes. This looks interesting. All right. Stacy Starr, what does your love life look like? Will I find someone? Okay, dear. Okay. I got it. That energy. Okay. Here's the thing. Thank you, Terry. You have a good day too.
Yes, Terry. Thanks. And thanks to everybody that's still here. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. So here's the thing, Stacy. I need you to understand something. Hold on. They're talking to me. Are you into hot rods? Are you into motor races? Into NASCAR? Are you into NASCAR? Are you okay with NASCAR? Because you need to know about this in advance so that you can be prepared to say, no, I don't like NASCAR. And because I think there's a guy coming in that likes NASCAR. I kind of think you might get into it in a way. Because I was about to tell you something. No, you're not into it. Okay, well,
that's right.
Now it's time to think about it. I love this stuff. It gives you a chance to think about what you would say before the situation gets here, right? Instead of being thrown in it and going, oh, well, I guess I could like NASCAR. And then all of a sudden you've got headphones on. You can't hear anything. Your eyes are bleeding. You know what I mean? It's like, you can know in advance. No, I don't want to really start something with someone who does NASCAR every single weekend. I feel like you're fun, Stacy, and I feel like guys don't get you. I feel like your guys, these guys that you've dated are kind of like, sticks in the mud, sort of. They're just pretty unimaginative. But you don't want someone who's so crazy either. You don't want somebody who's, like, woo, way out there. You kind of don't want that either. You just want somebody who's a little bit more willing to do some fun things. Is she going to meet somebody? When is she going to meet somebody? Oh, good Lord. Do you have some unfinished business with somebody? Is there an ex somewhere that either you have some energy? Is there an ex that still broke your heart, that you're still like, you know what I mean? Like, or do you compare other guys to this guy? Or is there a guy that you have a little crush on who's taken, but you compare other guys to him? There seems to be some energy that we need to clean up here, because there seems to be some yardstick energy where you compare. Maybe you're even comparing him to somebody that's in your family. Yeah, Miss Charlotte said they may be stuck in video game land.
An ex trying to get away
from. So listen, I got to tell you, Stacy, when I asked them, will she find someone? They just flat out told me no. I was like, what do you mean? So I have all these conversations while you guys don't know. So I went back to them. I'm like, well, you better clarify that, because I know it's not no forever, but it was no, like, I'm not really seeing that in the future real soon. So I went back to them. Why? Well, she's got this energy. Your energy is not clear. There's something you need to cut. So we need to cut this cord with this ex. Trying to get away from implies that he's still in your energy. I feel like he was and is a bit possessive, right? You're nice. You're too nice, Stacy. They're telling me you're too nice. And so he thinks that as meaning that he still has a chance. I mean, men are so, there's a reason why they never give up, because it works with women. They wear us down. And then eventually we're just like, whatever, right? So he thinks that he thinks he's going to wear you down. Now, you guys don't have like a kid together or something, or something that's mutual, like a house or something, a dog, something you're sharing. I don't know what's going on there, but you need to cut the ties. And they're telling me when you reinvent yourself, that's when this new person is coming in. Tracking your ever move. Yes, you need to clean it up. Yep. Let me just say this really quickly. You're going to reinvent yourself. What this means is around the beginning of the year, and especially around February, and for sure by March, you're going to get this I call it activation energy. It's when you wake up one day and you think, I'm going to take a class. I'm going to go on a trip, and you don't know why. All of a sudden, you don't know why. You just feel like you're going to go do this, and you do before you think about it. I feel like you're going to start taking classes. I don't know if you're a quilter or you're a knitter or you're a crafter. Also, you could be taking classes in astrology or numerology. This is beginning. This is you rebuilding you. This is Stacy Star 2.0. When you start doing that, you have new friends. Right. You have new things to do. You have less time to, you're just busy all the time. He can't even track you. You're going to one class. You're going to this. You're doing that. Okay. You're going to move out of his energy. But right now you're trapped in it a little bit more than you should be. And you're going to move out of it. Okay, dear. You really are. Rebuild yourself. Take classes. Change your hobbies. You're going to change who you are. That's where this man is. Sorry.
So I get here that you are an eagle spirit, and you're free right now, and you want to be free. So that's certainly the energy I'm feeling. Be free to reinvent the self. So the suggestion from the cards is to create an offering, a gratitude of request, or be sure to open your heart. And this is like a Native American person asking for what they want and being specific. What do you want specifically? And So that's what I get. We've got more questions to do here, but I want to send this out just so that I understand that your grandson Vinny is at the Children's Hospital. We want to make sure that we send lots of love out to Vinny and to you and his parents. And I'm very sorry you're dealing with this. I saw it earlier, and I know that it's frightening. So we want to send up a lot of love.
I feel like he's in the hospital for like an extended amount of time, right? Or he's there a lot. I want to say to you, actually, what you can do is help him with he has, whether he's showing it or not, he has some anxiety. I mean, who wouldn't, for Christ's sakes?
Yeah.
And I know he's at the Children's Hospital, and I know that's the best place for him to be. But what they're showing me is, I'm just going to describe what they're showing me. Allow him to wear like superhero costume in the hospital. I'll give him things that would help him feel better. Like, I don't know if it's a teddy bear. I don't know if it's a robot. I don't know. See if there is a service dog that can visit him up there. He needs a little bit more reassurance, comfort. He needs a little bit more comfort. Right. I don't mean to say you're not comforting him. I don't mean to say you're not doing a good job. Please don't hear that.
Right.
I'm under the surface, right? I'm inside of his energy. And I think that could help him a little bit more, a little bit of extra something. And will they find an origin? Well, he's going to be there a little bit longer. But yes, they will find the origin. Yes, they're going to find the origin. And he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. But man, this is a kind of a long drawn out thing for him and for you. And you have to take care of yourself too, right? So again, I want to tell you about when you're on the airplane and the flight attendant says that thing that we never pay any attention to. If the plane drops in pressure and the little mask drops down in front of you, you have to put it on you first. If you don't wear the mask and get the oxygen,
you can't help the other person.
You're going to be passed out in the aisle, and Vinny's not going to have anybody to help him.
Yep.
So this is going to be a little bit of a drawn out thing, okay? And I need you to go get the manicure, get the pedicure. Do not feel guilty about that. Do not think that because I'm getting a manicure and a pedicure, I'm not taking care of myself. You absolutely are.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself because this is going to be a little bit of a longer thing that's going to happen. And so I want you to understand that it's not a sprint. This is a marathon.
Right.
So take care of yourself. Go get the massage. Go get Reiki, for Christ's sakes. Reiki would be great for you.
Absolutely.
Reflexology would be good for you. But yes, he's going to be okay. Are you in the chat? Is she in the chat?
Yes, she is. That's it's because this wasn't a question from last week. This was, I was just concerned.
Does he have dark hair or medium brown hair or see, I feel like maybe he used to have blonde hair, but now he has darker hair. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully this makes sense. I know you wouldn't normally get a 9-year-old a stuffed animal, but I swear to God, he wants to hug something. And I really think that a therapy dog, they have dogs that will visit patients, especially in children's hospitals. Sign up, whatever you have to do. He has brown hair. Okay. Doesn't he like animals? I feel like he would really love to have a dog visit him. I just see a dog. I don't know if he has a dog, but this dog is big. So I don't know if this is like a lab or something.
Okay.
But hopefully, Eileen, that helps you, dear. Yes. And I hope you're able to hear that. You're a good mom. You're doing the right thing. You're a great mom to him. He loves you. It's just these are like some extra things that you could do. And he's picking up on your stress. So if you go get the reflexology and you go get the massage, you're going to be able to be calmer around him. And I know that's what you want too.
Absolutely.
Hope that makes sense, dear.
So yes, thanks everybody. And thank you, Susan. Usually don't take out of the chat unless we have a serious situation or, people that are really having a hard time.
Having seizures. Right. So that's why I think I think he wants to hold on to a stuffed
something.
animal.
Yeah.
He needs to hold on to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
and it needs to be plush. That's why I went with the stuffed animal at first, but then I thought, well, he's 9, he's not going to want a stuffed animal. But I'm also
that's a kind of a age. I think it could go either way.
Go either way, right?
Yeah.
You know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't care how old you are. If you're in
I know. Send me one. I love them. Yeah.
You know?
Yes. I know.
Our heart goes out to you, Eileen.
Absolutely, Eileen. Absolutely.
And to Vinny.
That's right.
And everyone is sending him prayers. We're going to lift him up in beautiful energy and beautiful healing light.
Absolutely. So yes, I might have to leave off 2 for next week because I had 3 left and it's getting very,
sorry, guys,
late.
My readings are longer today. I knew that I was dialed in more than normal. Yeah. I don't know. The energy.
So I apologize if we can't get to you, but we will if today we'll get to you next week. Okay. My 2-year-old granddaughter Opal is overscheduled by her workaholic organized mom, rushing, overstimulation, nonstop pace. She has a lot of crying, whiny, clinging out and tantrums. Waldorf School is close by in San Francisco. What info would her mom embrace? You know what? If you're the grandmother, her mom may not embrace anything.
We've talked about this before, Isis. We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
Honestly, your is it your granddaughter?
Granddaughter Opal, yes. Yeah.
Opal chose this mom, right? Opal's here to show her mom. You know what I mean? This is their contract. But I know, believe me, I've been there. I know how hard it is to watch a family member just, be have just a terrible situation. Your heart just breaks every day for them, right? They're talking about there has to be an event. So there has to be like a meltdown. Like you said, there's a meltdown, right? But there has to be like a pretty, like what has to happen is your daughter comes to you and says, I just don't know what to do with her. Why is she, blah, blah, blah. And, you want to take that opportunity, right, to like jump on her and be like, she's finally asking me, I'm going to tell her. But that's not the right thing to do because you understand that first of all, she doesn't like that. And so she's going to push it back because it's the same thing you've always said. So she's not going to hear it. Right.
Especially if she's your daughter-in-law, which we don't know. Daughter-in-law and mother-in-law is really tough. Really tough.
I feel like it's going to be a teacher. I feel like somebody else is going to get through to her.
Step in.
A teacher, a counselor, somebody else is going to get through to her and say, this child is over scheduled. And wait, she's only 2. Well, girlfriend, wait till she's 4. And she says, I'm not doing this. You have seen nothing yet. You haven't seen anything yet. This girl at 4 is going to be a force of nature. This young lady is going to say right when her mom says left, up when her mom says down. This is going to be like loggerheads like this.
Yeah.
That is why she's in her life. What you can do, is to wait and just be waiting and be neutral and scoop in when this little girl needs an ally. You become the little girl's ally, not to the detriment of the mother because you don't want to be locked out.
Right.
Very careful. But just very quietly, slowly become an ally to this young lady. And then when she's 5, then she can say, I want to go visit, you like, well, what am I going to do with you when you're supposed to be doing all these things and now you can't just sit at home? Well, guess what? She can go to you. You just need to be in the wings. What they're telling me is be in the wings. Don't do anything crazy. Just be in the wings. Be ready to accept. Be ready to catch her.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And surrender any resentment that you have towards this child's mother. Holding on only poisons you, and try to forgive her for her shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations. So yes, I agree. I think you can probably come in with some positive times, or you could say to, the child's mother, can I take the child today instead of her going to daycare or going here or going there? And we're going to go and play in the park, or something that's the child would enjoy doing. But then you're not denigrating the mother. That's where the problem is.
The mother thinks she knows better. The mother thinks that these outings are making her daughter brilliant, and playing in the park is for kids that don't have these options and aren't, what I mean? So it's almost like you just need to sit back and
it's hard though.
When she needs somebody to watch the child because the child refuses to go.
Right.
You're the person, if you're around. See, I don't know if you're even around
there. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's hard. I'm so sorry. It's a very tough situation.
It very much is. Yes. Either way, either daughter or daughter-in-law, it's very difficult. And everybody wants to raise their kid the way they want to raise their kid. And so offering helps if they don't ask is always resented by them, which really brings back resentment. Yeah.
And then they use the kid as a pawn, right? You're not going to see this kid ever again. It's terrible.
Yeah. I know. It really is.
In reading, yes.
Yep.
Tough situation.
Tough situation. Well, we have two more we're going to tag into next week. And we want to thank everybody for coming. Make sure you put your questions in if you can.
Thank you, guys.
And have a great Thanksgiving, because it's Thanksgiving on Thursday. And yes, make that you can send me that chocolate pecan pie recipe. My son will make it. I know he will. He makes homemade pecan pie anyway, so he finds the pecans. So don't worry about that.
Oh, wow.
But lots of love to you all, and many thanks. And thanks to those who donated. And also thank you to my moderators, who are always wonderful. Have a great week.
Thanks, everybody. Much love to you.
Bye-bye.